President Donald Trump marking 100 days in office tomorrow with a rally in Michigan, delivering, he says, on his campaign promises. But look at this. New CBS News polling shows Americans are concerned over his handling of the economy and inflation, a dip since early February. More people believe that Trump's administration is focused too much on tariffs. And over recent weeks, fewer now believe Trump has a clear plan for tariffs or trade. More people also saying there's not enough focus on lowering prices, even as Mr. Trump continues to double down on tariffs.
The good news is costs are way down, groceries are down, it's all looking good, the tariffs are strong.
So let's bring in Robb. He's a senior reporter for MarketWatch. Can you give us your thoughts on Mr. Trump's first 100 days in office, specifically through that lens of the economy? A lot of people sent him into office believing he would make things better for their wallets.
Good morning. Yeah, I think the thing to think of, there's a couple of threads you can think about here. When Trump came into office, a lot of businesses really thought that he was going to be super pro-business, because, he's just a businessman. That's what he's known for. But that's really been, turned on its head, because the tariff policy, these taxes on imports, are hitting American businesses really hard. Especially, they're just really uncertain about things. And with an uncertainty, they pull back. So businesses have been really hurt here. And then for consumers, I still think that the American public really don't understand tariffs. They don't understand what's going on with that. I think what they really saw in the first 100 days, and I think the Trump administration might regret the day that Elon Musk in mid-February showed up on a stage with a chainsaw, saying that he was going to cut jobs. I think that put the fear of, lost jobs in every American who gets a paycheck. If you have this big businessman running around a stage with a chainsaw, how safe is their job? So Americans have really pulled back on that, and Trump's approval ratings have fallen.
Well, earlier this morning, Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent responded to a question from reporters about when we can expect the first trade deal. Let's go ahead and listen to that and then talk about it.
I think it could be as early as this week or next week. Vice President Vance was in India last week, and negotiations are coming along quite well with them. As I've mentioned, some of our Asian trading partners have come with very, very good deals. We're evaluating those, and President Trump's going to have the final say on all of them.
So, as he said, the first trade deal could happen soon. How are we going to see the effect in the markets? Will this be a sigh of relief for markets that have really been on a bit of a roller coaster ride these last several weeks?
You have to feel for the Treasury Secretary there. He's trying to put lipstick on a little bit of a pig. The trade negotiations are complex. I think Wall Street is just really trying to figure out how Trump can take, the exit ramp here. How he can kind of, say that he's won the day and that he's had, it's a complete victory for him. People don't really understand why these trade talks are the rationale for them and what's going on. There've been so many conflicting stories over the 100 days about exactly what the administration wants to accomplish. And if you would say, for instance, that they wanted to, get tariffs down on China, to have a new trade relationship with China, which I think a lot of people would have agreed to, this hasn't been the way to go about it. So, I just think right now for the markets, it's like, please, can this stop?
Robb, thank you so much for talking to us from MarketWatch.